And it's always a pleasure when we come on your screen. You know what family and values stand for. We represent everything that has to do with your family, that has to do with your health, that has to do with your relationship. We want to make sure you have a very, very healthy and wonderful relationship. That's what family and values is all about. Please turn on your notification button. Download the Galaxy mobile app so that you can watch us on the Glow. And of course, today is just to tell you that those numbers displayed on your screen, please send in your messages. Next week, Friday, we are attending to all your questions. And of course, you're going to win recharge cards for as many messages as you send in. That's the good thing about next week, Friday. Okay, someone had a little bit of traffic and... My name is Joy Abu, and of course, Olori is seated this morning.
It's so good to be here after changing one vehicle to another, losing my passionate, forgetting my eyeglasses at home. Really, it wasn't easy. Seriously. I bless the name of the Lord. I'm here finally. Anyway, I'm able to meet up. So how are you this morning? Like she said, thank God it's Friday. So I don't know how your Friday you hope to spend it. But don't forget our promise. You're supposed to give me a feedback on your blood pressure this morning. So I'll be waiting along the line in the course of the program. And I want you to just sit back, relax, and enjoy every step of what we have to offer to you. So, Joy.
Good morning, Vixie.
It's your turn.
It's really unlike you.
It's your turn to say whatever you want to say.
You know, it's really unlike you.
I was calling.
You
know, and again, I was trying to reach out to my guests, and I was not getting anywhere. So I was. Yeah, but I was worried because he went to Ijebu and he said he was going to meet up. So I was, God have mercy. I've not been able. So bless God that we are all here today. But it's time for us to go for our mini features. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Family values, sometimes referred to as familial values, are traditional or cultural values that pertain to the family structure, function, roles, beliefs, attitudes, and ideals. The concept of family values may also refer to the extent to which familial relationships are valued within people's lives. The 5 primary values are love, respect, honor, sharing, and forgiveness. These are universal principles which help people live in harmony with one another, not only in families, but in communities, nations, and the world. What is the role of family in human values? The family shapes the child's attitude towards people and society and helps in mental growth in the child and supports his ambitions and values. Blissful and cheerful atmosphere in the family will develop love, affection, tolerance, and generosity. Family can influence you in many ways. From a young age, family members serve as role models and provide guidance on social norms and behaviors. They can shape your values, beliefs, and attitudes, as well as your understanding of relationships and communication. Good values such as kindness, modesty, honesty, equality should be inculcated in children, which can guide them to the right path in life. Every parent wants their child to move in the right direction and follow the right path all their lives and make a name for them in society. These bonds are important because family helps us get through the most disastrous times and the best times. Family is important because they can offer support and security coupled with unconditional love. They will always look to see and bring out the best in you, even if you cannot see it for yourself. It is said that family is the first school and mother is the first teacher. The family shapes a child's attitude towards people and society, assist in mental development, and support the child's goals and values. Values formation is very high through family because of high emotional attachment. Your values form a significant part of your personal identity. They shape you into your authentic self and give you a sense of purpose and meaning, driving your personality, goal setting, and how you lead your life. Your values also give you a better understanding of who you are.
Okay, welcome back. It's to Family and Values, and today we have someone very, very deep when it comes to culture, tradition, the values that has to come from where you come from. Who are you? What tribe do you represent? What personality do you intend to share with people? And, you know, present yourself to be, so that when they see you, they will know that this one stand gidigba for this particular role. And so I have the honor and the privilege of having with us Akeem Oriyomi Otubela. He is the GM, is the General Manager of Vision, Sport Vision, Nigeria Limited, and also a public analyst. Egbo, good morning.
Good morning,
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Compliment of the season. I'm saying it for the first time.
Same to you. It's so good to have you.
That's just the way it goes.
Wow,
Well done.
it's so good to have you.
Yes, same here.
Okay, so our topic today is family and values. Like I told you, who you are says a lot about who you represent, the family you come from, the home you have originated from, and family and values. What is a family? What are the values expected?
Thank you very much. Yeah, is a bogus question, and the response to us, the answer, so has to be enormous. You see, I laugh a lot when former President Olusegun Obasanjo says that first is a Nigerian before he becomes a Yoruba man. I remember vividly, may God rest the soul of former President of America, Ronald Reagan. When he was campaigning for the seat of, American president, whatever, he said, if you go to Chinese, you will never be a Chinese. If you go to Japan, you can never be Japanese. But you will always be an American. And these are the people, you people say that they don't have culture. And I keep saying, excuse me, then who then have culture? They are the one that have culture. You see, look, I keep telling people, we all come from a minute set of human family. And this minute set of human family is the family, is let me say, the branch that we were all born through. God so made this world to be that not a single woman would give all of us birth. So he now divides it into various, numerous places that we all belong to human family. May God rest the soul of former president of South Africa, the saint that I met in my own life. I keep telling people, when you read, the Bible that belongs to Christians and you read the Quran that belongs to Muslims, those are the two ones we know here. Excuse me, they are even minute in the religion that this world owns. Because if you go to Asia, they are the most populous soul on earth. Because when you get to China, they give you 1.3 billion. When you get to India, they give you 1.6 billion. Now, we are not hurting Japan. We are not hurting all those places. So, now, he said in his book, Long Walk to Freedom, that he says, he has been saying it, that culture, not nurture, is the primary molder of personality.
Culture,
Not nature. Is the primary molder of personality. And he went further to say that, look, the culture of my nephew, my cousin, were put on us by these white people. He said in Africa, which is true, we don't have that dichotomy. He says that my brother's daughter is my daughter. My sister's son is my son. And that's the way it is with us. I could remember which growing up. In fact, the person that even acted like a father to me was my mom's junior brother, my uncle. I could remember that till he dies. I usually call him Ibami. That's in a pronunciation to call father. And he never for once says that, no, I'm not your father. He never. And when he even, I could remember one day, because I was somehow rascally growing up. So a lot of time he always tell me, we don't need all these necklace for now that you have. But you see, I was so rascally. So most times, I get on, breaking the rules. So whenever he sees me, he will warn me. But there was a particular day, he gave me the beating of my life. Not, as in boxing. Excuse me, I have to cut the shirt. Now, I could remember another day that he beat me. I offended really. So the beating was so much, and I was like, I'm going to my father's house. If not that, the love, and because he was doing it not because of what would be in for him, he never even thought otherwise to say, hey, okay, good. He never, up till the time he died. He died in 88. Up to tomorrow, every other day when I remember my mom, my dad, I remember him. I mean, equally. They are the people that mold their lives. And it baffles me when, the kind of mother and father that the present moment breeds into society. Whereby nobody talks to your word. Whereby nobody comes to your house until you invite them. You see, look, when it's sad, but we have to say it. When people say that the housemaid that you employ, they do a lot of things. Fine, they do a lot of things, but will you do a favor to yourself? That what were you saying when the culture of Africanness was being broken? Where were you? All in the name that me and my wife, me and my husband, and we were reveling in it, not knowing the damage we're doing to ourselves. I'm saying it. I'm a product of community training. That's why your Bible tell you that
in English.
You see, look, ideally, if you have to interpret, I think I have to charge for it, because look, I monitor a lot of stations from across the globe, and when they say that, majorly those Chinese people, when they say that, nobody tell them to interpret.
Igba.
Maybe Igba. Now, what that simply means that
eyes.
200 is Igba.
Yeah.
And that 200 stands for the community. Definitely 4 eyes, give birth to your father and your mother. But the whole community, see to your good. Now, let me give you an instance there. One of my friends, Nyenka Cheriba, is in Dublin for a very, very long time. They were coming to Ijebode on a particular weekend. And that time, we were being disturbed by all these robberies. So there was a kind of security apparatus in place by the locals that from 12 to 6 a.m. nobody comes in. So it's a community, whatever. Nobody is not,
you can't break the rules.
So they were coming from Lagos, and they knew that such arrangement wasn't
on ground.
But they abused, so they've been a little bit intoxicated. So when they got to the entrance of the town, they met the people, the wash nights, and they were trying to tell them that they should identify themselves. They were not the beer too was trying to help them introduce who they are, and they were telling those people that didn't you know us? And they said, sorry, are you the son of the Abangida or whatever? Okay, we don't know you. Please, kindly introduce yourself.
Introduce yourself.
They now said, Moteriba. They said, so you belong to Laji Teriba. Your father is a good man in this community. That is the more reason you'll be extremely beaten here. They beat them. In fact, the next day when they got home, they couldn't tell their dad what happened. Those people called their dad, and the dad thanked them for doing what they did. That is what we're saying.
Family.
Not now when parents will lead their words to the schools to go and one teacher, not to chop their words.
No, I understand. I understand you have so much passion for culture to bring back the values that have been lost, and thank God for a program like Family and Values to have men like you still bring us on check. When we talk about culture, where did we lose it, and how do we make this generation understand the need to bring back our culture, to bring back what we were taught? Because somehow I am also a product of a trained culture. When I say a trained culture, at least, even though I'm on both sides, but the side I was brought up is, the other day we were saying it on the show, is what has still kept me here. The values my father raised, and thanks to Honorable, God bless you, because it's what has kept myself and my siblings till now. So where did we lose it in the place of culture, and how do we bring it back to make this generation understand that, wake up, you're losing it. Years from now, nobody will be talking about culture, nobody will want to know anything about culture.
Thank you, my sister. You see, let me be frank and be sincere with you. I think in some little years to come, I'll be getting to like 6 calls on earth.
Oh.
So I can, authoritatively say that probably maybe let us put some 40 years ago. It's a long period. And where am I coming from? When we were in school then, not knowing the damage they were doing to us when they were warning us not to speak in vernacular. You see, I don't feel comfortable any longer speaking in English, sincerely speaking. It's because she calls me. I prefer speaking in my dialect than the ultimate Yoruba language. Look, in Yoruba, there's what we call Orile-Ede, a nation. And they tell you, if you remove the language, which is the Ede, it only remains the land. And if the land is not being populated by human beings, the land cannot be related. Now, it is so sad that even up to tomorrow, the custodians of not value, because they don't have value, because they can't give what they do not have. The people who rule us, who have the privilege, it's not privilege. I don't really use the word privilege on them. Who time and chance happens on to them to be our leader in this part of the world. They act as if they are, I don't want to use, it's too much word here, as if they are not human beings. Look, I will always, and I shall be forever, be happy and grateful to Asians. I'll keep going there, because they are the people who project that they are human beings. How do I mean? When the white men came to Africa, they went there too. When they came here, they gave us everything. Okay? We suck in everything. Okay? When they go there, they gave them everything. They didn't suck in everything. The only thing they sucked was technology. The values, the language, the cultures are still intact tomorrow. As we speak, any international international meeting by the world leaders, you will never see Xi Jinping speak English. He understands. You will never. Anybody that even as official of the state from the country that does that, he knows what I mean. And they will not even do it. And I will remember gladly, vividly, former president of France, Chirac, I remember, they had a meeting in Brussels that particular year when he was president. And in that meeting, it's a policy for the even French government. The same French who are saying that our children, our workers should learn French, they do not play with it. And our leaders who are so gullible in their thoughts do not reject it. When I was in energy, I'll come to that. When I was in energy, they said, we should did French. You keep telling them, this French, you don't understand. Nobody is saying that our own language, our own dialect should be taught by West. Now, it's even crazy that they are not telling us to pass Yoruba or Igbo or Hausa to get to our institution, but till tomorrow it is still that English. The people that build rail for us in Nigeria, they are Chinese. Excuse me, most of the workforce, they do not speak English. Most of them don't even go to an institution. I don't want to say one or two things on there, but in another word, just leave me the way I am. I'm telling you the truth, because it hasn't really had any value to my life, to my living. If I've been in my bush, doing my farming, I won't be complaining. That's the truth. Now, let me get back to Chirac. Now, when it came to the turn of France to get to the podium to address the world, the official who was in the entourage of the presidency got to the podium, only God knows what went into him. Before anything, he started speaking English. Chirac did not wait a minute. He stood up from his seat. He walked out. And the journalists were on him, asking him, "Sir, what's the problem?" And I'm quoting him. He said, "It would be danger for the world to leave the culture and value to a language." He said it. So they know the value. Look, may God rest the soul of Professor Sophie Oluwole, our mama, that woman. Let me tell you, some names in this part of the world I appreciate. Herself, Professor Wole Soyinka, all of those people, they are institutions on their own. They rejected all these white, infiltrations. Professor Wole Soyinka's mother, while he was here on this planet Earth, he was calling his mother wild Christian. He said if his mother was in the kitchen and just a drop of oil was on her leg, he said, Jesus, excuse me. Professor Wole Soyinka was a choir in the church. Each 10, God told him that you don't belong here. He pulled himself out. Till tomorrow, he coming with his God through. Anywhere he goes, he's a war citizen. And people like that, they are very, very rare. So, Professor Sophie Oluwole said that our attitude in this part of the world is like we are behaving like a bastard. Let me put something clear out here. It is not because you don't have father that you're a bastard, though. We have to disabuse people the true meaning, because there's nobody who doesn't have father. You may not know him, he might have died, or probably maybe through surrogates that you may not even find him till you die. But if you act in a way that befalls of a noble mind, then you are a bastard.
Oh, okay.
That's the truth.
Okay. So
now, Professor Oluwole said that. He said what she was about to say then was in the book of Ifa, that the way we act, the way we behave, we are like a hoe that you use on the land to plow. He said, when hoe is going to the farm, he faces house. He said, when he's going to the house, he faces the farm. We do not really appreciate what we have and who we are. That is when we started our problems. When some people told us that our language is forbidden, then it's crazy. And our elders then, who knew more, who should have rejected it then, who did not reject, were accomplices in all this madness. I could remember again too, Malcolm X, may God bless his soul. Malcolm X, if not because of the bureaucracy in America, the holiday they were giving to Martin Luther King, he too deserves it. Because he was even more vociferous than Martin Luther King. You know why they did? Because he shifted from Christianity to Islam. Because he saw the madness in that faith then. That's the truth. In his book, Malcolm X, he said that, look, there's nothing like paganism. He said there's a certain village that these missionary people went to then, that they were called pagan. They said they wanted to change them to their faith. He said those people rejected them through and nail. He said it was because of that value they have. They didn't get them to, get converted. They now changed that name paganism to be synonymous, which is all lies. Now, we are talking about the values, Abi. The same people who brought religion here, who brought Christianity here, told us, because when some people, I don't discuss religion because when Karl Marx says there is an opium of the masses, you only need to go and decode what that thing is. Now, they say that for a certain attitude, for a certain behavior of some people who lived in those villages then, that God destroyed those villages, that particular village, Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay.
So
now
wait for a break. We'll be back.
Oh, okay.
Let's go for this short break. It's time for us to go for Word on Marble, and it's still family and values. We're discussing family and the values that is expected. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.